So hi, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Andre Strive here, and right now what we're gonna talk about is how we deal with a person with mental illness. All right, so I have 7 tips. All right, that I can give you, right, or we can talk about, so that I can help you. I can help people without any idea on how to deal with a person with mental illness, right? So this video will definitely help you out. And of course, I want to encourage those people with the mental illness as well to watch the video so that you can definitely relate on this. If you have any other, suggestion, right, or comments, so you can just put it on the comment section below so that we can discuss. If ever that you have some questions as well that I can definitely or that I can answer, then put it on the comment box below. So let's start. I'm gonna go ahead and flash some animation on how we can deal with a person with mental condition. So number one is that we have to make them feel that we really care, right? Especially when we have episode or we are having an attack with our mental illness, or specifically with bipolar mood, right? So we really need to at least feel that someone is supporting us, because most of the time whenever that we have this episode, we tend to isolate ourselves, right? We tend to isolate ourselves. We don't want to be a burden, because that's what we think, we are a burden. So that is the reason why it is very important for us to, or for you guys to let us know that you really care, for you to let us know, or it's for you to let us feel that there are many people that will support us, family members, friends, right? So that's the first thing that we want to do to help our um, friends or family members that has mental illness or mental condition. Now I know it's hard, right? I know it's hard to understand, especially if you're not going through the same thing. But we really appreciate whenever people, right, family or friends, will try to understand it, even though it's hard to understand, right? They're trying their best to understand that, or to understand us. So we really appreciate that. And of course I want to thank those people, my family, of course my friends, all the friends that I have. You know who you are, guys. I really thank you for letting me know that you are there. There's a lot of you. There's a lot of you, right? And I have all the support that I need. And this time I want to make sure that Filipinos that has mental condition will have the same support as mine, right? Because I have a lot. That is the reason why. Well, I attempted once, right? I attempted to commit suicide once, right? But it's just once, because previously, I feel that there are a lot of support coming from friends, coming from family members, coming from loved ones, coming from my partner especially, right? And I really want to make sure that other people will also experience that, because it's really a big help, right, for us to feel that we have support. Whenever we feel that we have support, and whenever we feel that there is someone who cares, there is a big possibility that we will survive, right? So that's the first thing that I want to let you know that will definitely help people with mental disorder and mental condition, so that we can help them. And then second thing that you want to do is to educate yourself, right? So because for this one, for us to help someone, right, with mental illness or other things, right, and for us to help someone with mental illness or even other things, we have to educate ourselves first, right? We have to be equipped with all the necessary information, so that we can definitely help them and give them support, right? Because if you did not suffer, or you don't suffer from mental illness, it can be very difficult to empathize with someone who has mental illness, right? So for this one, there are a lot of online videos that you can watch so that you can educate yourself to support your family members or loved ones or friends, right? And this video that I'm creating right now is one of them, right? This is one of the videos that will definitely help you educate yourself so that we can help our friends with mental illness. Now, for this one, I will definitely put a link on the comment section below, because I already talked about the symptoms of two types of bipolar that I have, which is depression and mania, right? So I encourage you to watch those videos as well so that you can be educated and be equipped so that you will be able to help our friends or family that has this mental illness. The third one is gonna be you have to take it seriously, right? Especially for depression, because for depression it's not like sadness, like I've talked about on the previous video. It's not like sadness that you can just snap out of it right away, right? So it's not easy to fix. Like you just have to sleep it out, and then when you wake up, you're not depressed anymore, right? It's not like that. So we or you guys that is supporting people with mental illness, you have to take it very seriously, because depression is a serious illness, right? If you can remember, one of the vital things that we can detect with the depression is suicide, right? So people with depression will really try to commit suicide. So we don't want that to happen with any family members or friends, right? So for that one, it's not like if the person or your friend will tell you I am depressed and literally depressed, right? Clinically or not clinically diagnosed, but you can see the true symptoms of depression in them, and they're telling you that they are depressed. You cannot just tell them that they just have to cheer up and just pull themselves together, right? It's not like that. So you have to take it seriously, and then you have to make sure that you will like the first one, you will really make them feel that you are willing to listen and you are willing to support them. The fourth one's gonna be you have to become a good listener, because for people with mental illness, we have a lot of things in mind, right? And since we tend to isolate ourselves from other people, we, we're kind of, I mean, all the thoughts in mind, all the information that we have in mind, it keeps circling and circling around our minds, and we cannot control it, right? And it can make us crazy, literally crazy. That is the reason why if you have this person or a friend or family that is suffering from this one, instead of you letting them isolate themselves, right? You just, I mean, talk to them. You just have to ask them, how are you? Just a simple how are you means a lot. We all know that, especially with people with mental illness. Whenever you ask them how are you, it's a big thing for them. It means that you really care, right? And after you ask them how are you feeling today, then at first, of course, they're not gonna tell you everything. But whenever they're already comfortable with you, then they will tell you what they feel, right? So all you have to do, you don't really have to understand everything, because if you're not going through the same condition, obviously, right, you're not gonna be able to understand everything. But of course, you just have to listen. That's the key. You just have to listen to everything that this person is telling you, and believe me, if ever that you listen to those things that this person is telling you, you will be educated as well on what's going on in their minds. And the fifth one that we have is to encourage them to get help, right? Especially for a person with depression. So, and of course, other mental illness. Because the reason I've talked about depression is because if a person has depression, they tend to just lay down on their beds and then just suffer silently, right? And they doesn't have to do that because there's help. Okay. Although yes, mental illness is kind of we feel that it's not gonna be treatable, right? Because it's mental illness. It's not like physical illness that if ever that, let's say you have headache, you just have to take maybe Biogesic, right, to ease the pain. So we don't think that mental illness is like that, but definitely that is just the same. Okay, because for mental illness we can stabilize our mood by taking medication to ease the condition. But of course, once again, I am not a professional, I am not a psychiatrist. Alright, so you have to reach out to your psychiatrist to see and to know if you really need to take medications or you just have to do counseling. Alright, so once again, if ever that your friend has severe symptoms of depression or mental illness or bipolar illness, you have to make sure and convince them to talk to a professional, a psychiatrist, right? You have to make sure that your friend will understand that mental illness is a disease and it is treatable, right? It is treatable. It is not something that you have to suffer from for the rest of your life alone, right? You're not alone. Again, you're not alone. We are here to support you. Friends and family, especially psychiatrists, they will definitely help you, because my psychiatrist is really helping me a lot. She's a very good psychiatrist, and she's definitely stabilizing my mood. And that's why we really need to get or to encourage our friends and family who has mental illness to seek help from professional. The sixth one is gonna be you have to keep them in the loop, right? So keep them in the loop means that you have to make sure that you ask them out, right? Because people with the mental illness tend to isolate themselves, like I mentioned earlier. They will just prefer. I mean, they prefer to just be inside the house and be alone, right? So for that one, we have to make sure that we at least ask them out, encourage them to be, I mean, to socialize, right? especially with friends. Don't push too hard, right? Don't push too hard. If they really don't want to go, then let them be. But as much as possible, we need to encourage them to go out, right? Because with that being said, right, we will be able to reassure them that they are not being forgotten, right? We will be able to make them feel that we really care and we want them to be with us, right? You want us, you want us, people with mental illness, to be with you despite of what's happening to us, right? And you want to at least let us feel and let us be reminded that friends will still be there whenever they re-engage, right? So you have to make sure that you ask them out. Like for example, it's your lunch. Whenever you're at work, it's your lunch. So just ask them. Let's go somewhere. Let's eat lunch somewhere, right? And then talk about something. I mean, talk about anything under the sun, right? Keep them engaged so that they will feel that they're still okay. I mean, they still have friends. They're not alone. They still have friends who can understand what the situation is. Even though you don't like talk about their situation, that's okay. Just make sure that you talk about something with them, of course. Engage them with a conversation. Anything under the sun will do. And last but not least on our list is gonna be don't try to be an expert, right? It's kind of, I mean, annoying on our part that, well, it really affects us as well, because let's say for example, um, I have a bipolar disorder, and then my psychiatrist told me as a treatment plan, she told me that I need to take medication, right? Now, these types of people that is trying to be an expert will tell you that no, you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to take your medication. You're just going to be dependent on that, right? So all you have to do is just to throw it away and then live a normal life, just like me, right? I have a problem. I can bounce back after 1 to 2 days. So you just have to be like me, just cheer up and then bounce back, right? So those people are the one who's trying to be an expert with that. Sometimes they will tell you that you can, instead of the medication that your or your psychiatrist gave you, they'll tell you to take herbal medicines, right? They will tell you that so that you're not going to be dependent on the medication that your psychiatrist is giving you. So an alternative will do, like herbal medicines, and it's not really going to work. It's not really going to work. And in my experience, sadly, I listened to them. Sadly, right? I stopped my medicine for almost a year. And after I stopped my medicine for almost a year, I was fine for a couple of months. But after that, here I go again. Right, here I go again. I had this, or I'm having manic episode right now because my mood is not stable. Because I listened to those person that feels like they're an expert, right? I listen to them not to take my medicine, right? And live a normal life, but it's really not gonna work, right? So please, 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 those people that is like this, right? Don't try to be an expert. Just make sure to encourage person with mental condition to follow the treatment plan of their psychiatrist, because psychiatrists, I mean, studied for how many years? 10 years? How many years, right? Several years. And then you're the person who did not even study, right? For that long. And then you're just gonna tell this person with mental illness that, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't listen to your psychiatrist, listen to me. No, it's not gonna work. Alright? So, my suggestion for those people with mental condition, my suggestion is don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Because it's not gonna work. And it will worsen the situation. It will worsen your condition. Just what happened to me. So, those peeps out there, don't try to be an expert. Just make sure to support a person with mental condition.